To make sure I got that mute off. Hey, everybody. Good afternoon. As promised, I'm a little late, but to 2 o'clock today. See if anybody's around. Gonna try to keep up the habit of doing these check-ins and chat. Let me see. So I am on Facebook and YouTube as well as on TikTok. Um, if you are viewing from inside the group and you'd like to come over to the chat and the live chat and say hello, you should click on the actual video and that'll bring you to the live chat. That way I'll see your uh, comment right away. This is just laid back, nothing serious. Just come in, say hello. Um, Let me see here. If you are viewing from TikTok, hello. I need to go over here. You guys know I am on a new streaming service, so I'm still trying to get used to everything. Trying to also figure out a way where I can maneuver. Let me turn this down in TikTok and possibly invite people up also. I don't have my little stand for my phone. Well, anyway, I thought today as a start of a conversation, and my dog would want to bark. Sammy, um, we talk about um, special interests when our autistic children and adult children as well have those special interests. Um, and it's not just things they really like. I mean, these could be things that they really, really like and can be used as connections and learning tools and for emotional regulation and even just happiness for them and for us, you know. So I thought this would be a good conversation to have. So if you come on in and you'd like to share some connection stories with those special interest things. So special interests can be intense, you know, intense areas of focus that our loved ones have. They can be things like I know some children like trains. DeAndre really loved. He doesn't as much now, but cars was his thing. Toy cars. Anytime we go anywhere, he had to have a toy car. Swords. Um, it could be things like dinosaurs. I know a lot of our autistic babies love um, dinosaurs. They can even be patterns or numbers or music. The list goes on and on. And it's important for us to understand that these are not just hobbies, they are special interests for them. So, not just hobbies, but very special interests. And for them, it could be a safe place because this world, it can be very overwhelming for our loved ones. Let me turn this down a little bit. Yeah. So, as parents and caregivers, one of the most powerful shifts we can make is this: instead of trying to pull our child away from their interests, we can step into it with them. I know some of us have had play therapy, and this is the sort of things they do when you have play therapy. You get into their world. You let them lead the way. They find something that interests them, and you get to their level. Get on the floor with them and let them lead the play. It makes that connection. We're entering their world. So, we connect, right? Not on our terms, but on theirs. Um, so, with that, it might be watching a video. That could be another obsession. I know DeAndre um, like certain music videos or certain uh, cartoons. I know Teen Titans is one. He can look at that over and over again. It could be the name of a character, or even just trying to communicate to them, just to ask them to show them something about why they are so interested in certain things. Um, this builds a lot for you guys. The connection, it builds trust. Um, you know, your baby on the spectrum knows that you are really into this with them. You are into their world. Now, something really important to remember is certain special interests are not always permanent, right? Because we know that one minute they could be interested in one thing, and then the next minute they they don't want to be bothered with it, and it's something else, you know. And it could be confusing. Oh, appointment. It can be confusing to us because we're thinking, well, you just like this like an hour ago. What happened? Or you've been doing this for like 2 weeks now, and then all of a sudden something different. So what happened to that obsession? And you probably done went out and bought bought all the things that is related to that obsession they have, that special interest, then spent all this money and then all of a sudden. So yeah, I've done it plenty of times. Plenty of times. Um I can imagine I've spent a few thousand on just toy cars alone. Musical instruments. The good thing about it is with DeAndre, he'll hold interest with one certain thing. It might last a long while, and then he'll stop it and then go to something else. But then he always comes back. So I wouldn't exactly say for us it's money wasted. It's just the investment. But yeah, one minute you think, okay, because there was a point in time we thought he would be a guitar player. He was really into it. Um, as he loved the guitar as a little boy, he had music therapy, and actually, his music therapist, she was a guitarist. So he really had interest. She helped build that interest with the guitar, and he loved it for a long while, long while. So um, the thrill was there, the excitement. We played on that. We kept him in music therapy and used the guitar, as to help with that. Learning a little bit of the guitar to help with that lesson. As he got older, it was there for years. That interest was there. So we built on that. We bought other instruments So he has a basement. He has a actually has his own little spot in the basement with all his musical instruments when he doesn't try to bring them up here. We have the karaoke machine. He's obsessed with the microphone. And let me one tell you one good thing about his obsession with the microphone. Now, those of you who have children like I do with speech problems or speech delays, issues with speech, with reception and expression of speech. Um, they didn't talk at all because DeAndre didn't have a voice for up until he was like about 9 years old. But what helped with that was his obsession with microphones. Um, he would love to hear, so he would make noises. So when you give him the microphone, he would, make those noises and it echoes through that speaker. And he was amazed with that and would get excited. So we use that obsession to help him, um, with, trying to use his words. So that was a tool. So he had the music therapy, he had the microphone, he had an absolute beautiful teacher who just wouldn't give up, the speech therapy and with us, and that combination that we kept instilling in him and giving him that microphone, and finally we got something out of that voice, not just the car noises he made or the humming, but we actually got words. So we kept giving him that microphone and it kept working. Now, the microphone is to this day, and that was, when he was a young boy, to this day, he still has that obsession. He drives me crazy with it, but it worked. It helped. We connected. We did something that helped him. It helped him out. So we played on that, you know, obsession. So now he likes to get introduced all the time, and you know, so he likes to sing. So that's a good thing. And again, Sammy. And again, even though it drives me crazy, I like that he's able. Hold on one time. Sammy! Sammy! The dog just keeps going. So, that's part of our job is to follow their obsessions and, just to help them out, get them to progress. Um Now, here's the other thing I was talking about how you could be very obsessed with things, and that's where that hyper focused on like one thing comes in. So let me pull this up. Uh, I'm about to call him DeAndre. Hold on, you guys. Sorry about that. Guy is out there doing the lawn, and the dog is going crazy. So let me get here. Hyperfocus, a state of intense mental concentration where a person becomes fully absorbed in a specific task, topic, or activity, often to the point of tuning out everything else around them. And with that microphone, for example, with DeAndre, that's exactly what he did. Everything else, it's all about this right here. So he was hyper focused. Even, when he started to enjoy um, the toy cars, the toy race cars, he was really, really hyper focused on those too. Everything else was not important. Um, you know, things that were going on around Okay, I lost connection there for a minute. But things going on around him weren't important. Uh, that focus was there. It can last anywhere from just a minute, a short period of time, to long lengths of time. When my son is hyper focused on something, that's just that. I've shared videos of him doing what I call his STEM dance, jumping bean, my jumping bean. So when he's really focused on doing that, nothing else around him matters. He's, doing his thing, getting it out. And it's just a burst. It could just be the length of a song, or, but he's focused there. Or it could be the length of 3 or 4 songs, depending on um, how he's feeling at the time. Um, Sometimes these um, things can be frustrating for us, especially if we're trying to get them to do something else. If they are really focused on an item, or doing a certain thing, and even that hyper focus can be on going somewhere, where they get that echolalia in them, because DeAndre he gets so hyper focused on going. He may want to go over to grandma's house, right? So he's constantly grandma's house, and it's no matter how many times I say, okay, we're leaving, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna leave. Then it's still always gonna be grandma's house, because he's so focused on doing that. He's so focused in getting in the car, getting mommy's car, and let's go. Um, but it could be an advantage. Certain hype things they are hyper focused on. Um, Learning helps with their memory, of course. Certain thing creativity, like I was explaining, the microphone, or even with the race cars. He's built race tracks, his own race tracks, using my sheets, of course. But he gets creative, but it's his moment of joy and happiness with those types of things. The key is for us, no matter how frustrating it is, and as long as they are not harming themselves, is not to take that joy away from them. Allow them um, to do what they're doing, and try to be gentle about transitioning to something else. So if you're trying to get out of the house, um, try to redirect them. I guess I want to say, to doing something else, but gentle, because they are so hyper focused in what they are doing that's bringing them joy. And we really don't want them, we really don't want to interrupt that, because we want our babies to be happy, especially in this world. So, here's some things. How can we um how can we use those special interests in everyday, in our everyday situations, caregiving with our loved ones. We can use them for learning. I gave you some examples with DeAndre and the microphone. If your child loves those animals, it could be used to teach reading. We can use them for emotional regulation. If they're always overwhelmed, bringing them that special interest joy can help calm them down. We can use them for communication. Sometimes a child who is not speaking, or speaks sometimes will communicate more when it involves something that they are really interested in. We can also use those special interests for motivation to get them to do something, you know, like a little bride. And importantly, they can also be used for bonding. Like I mentioned, example of how they do in play therapy. You get down to their level and you go into their world and bond with them. So if you're listening and thinking things like, I don't always understand my child's interests, you're human. But try to remember this: you don't have to fully understand it. You don't have to fully understand what their interests are. And you don't have to share the passion that they have for their interests. Love is listening to their wants. And when I say listening, again, that's just trying to see or get down to their level and go into their world. I mean, it's a lot of things you're not going to like that your loved one's going to like. And like I say, we get frustrated with a lot of things, but it's important to make sure that they are being heard, that their special interest is something, I guess you can say, that will connect us together. It's a special time. It's a special time to show them that they are safe. It's not a distraction from life. It's their moment of life, their comfort. We just have to learn them. We just have to learn their world. We just have to get into their world. Hi, Toya. How are you? So I was just rambling on about our children and their special interests, and how we can use them for a connection, a bond, and teaching them, joining them where they are, going into their world. So that was my ramble for today. Hope you're doing okay. Tired. I feel you. I feel you. It's I wanted to take a nap about maybe a couple hours ago, but as soon as I thought of it, as soon as I thought of doing it, my grandson came to the door. So there was that nap. That went right out the door. But I hope you're able to get some rest this weekend. It's the holiday weekend. Any special plans for Memorial's Day? Hi, Miss Lynn. I'm over here on Facebook as well as TikTok. I said I was going to try and come on, if not daily, every other day around this same time. We won't be on this Sunday for our Sunday Let's Talk Autism because of the Memorial Day holiday. I know a lot of us will be spending time with family and barbecuing, so that'll be time off. But I may be back tomorrow and try to come on for about 30 minutes to an hour. see how everybody's doing. Laid back discussion. I might come up with a topic to ramble about, but I hope all you guys are doing good. And again, if you are in the group and you'd like to come in and say hello in the chat, you are more than welcome. I'm gonna stay on since I'm finish my ramble. I'm gonna stay on for another 3 minutes because we've been on 27 minutes. So that's what I'll do every day or every other day. Try to stay on about 30 minutes to an hour. Let me see here. So I'm looking in the group and I see Jennifer says he is having his lazy eye fix. Oh, prayers to you. Prayers to you guys for a successful surgery. And don't apologize. Um, just take care of that baby and make sure he's doing okay. Definitely. I'm going to be on for a couple more minutes. And then I guess I will see you guys tomorrow for another episode of Check In and Chat. I need some lunch. It is 2:35 where I am. I think I'm going to get off and grab me a quick sandwich. I believe, well, I don't know. My grandson, he may want a sandwich too. But I think his mom fed him before he got here. But we'll see. He's in there watching his robots as usual. So, if you come by or if you are watching the replay of this, make sure you share your thoughts about the topic of special interest in the comments. And I will see you guys tomorrow, which is Saturday, around the same time. All right. You all have a great rest of the day.